The big boy iPhone 16 Pro Max is here without all the Apple Intelligence goodness. More on that later. We've had it for a couple of days and we've put the phone through its paces testing the performance and gaming capabilities. So let's jump right into our performance review and initial impressions of the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Let's get the specs out of the way. You can see them on your screen. Apple has made improvements to the processor with the new A18 Pro chipset. It gets a brand new 48MP ultra-wide shooter, a larger battery and faster MagSafe charging. So let's see what all of these upgrades amount to. We'll kick things off with my initial impressions of the phone. So the iPhone 16 Pro Max looks nearly identical to its predecessor from the back. On the button front, we get a new camera control sensor that can feel a bit fiddly to reach for those with smaller hands, but the implementation is... There's also a lot of table wobble because of the massive camera, and the phone is a bit uncomfortable to hold for those with smaller hands once again. The display sees no major upgrades too. It's the same LTPO Super Retina display with 2000 nits of peak brightness in HBM, but Apple has shrunk the bezels and increased the size of the phone a bit, so now the display is absolutely massive at 6.9 inches and it looks gorgeous when playing HDR content. The iPhone 16 Pro Max sports the upgraded 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera and now has support for 4K video at 120 FPS, but the rest of the camera specs stay pretty much the same. I took the cameras out for a spin and was mostly impressed. Photos from all the cameras have fantastic detail in ideal lighting conditions and the color accuracy is par excellence. But in tricky lighting, I did notice that the phone tends to crush the shadows, which hampers the details in these areas. Portraits look excellent though, and those 5x portrait shots are just amazing. Video is a whole different ballgame. It cements iPhone's position as the best video smartphone camera. 4K at 120 FPS looks great, plus you also get the ability to slow things down after shooting. And audio mix is really interesting, but it didn't exactly blow us away. Take a listen for yourself.
To be a very weird test for this. What is this studio in frame mode of the iPhone?
And while we are conversing here, there's someone over there.
Yeah, there is someone over there, and we don't know if he is audible or not. Be a very weird test for this. What is this studio in frame mode of the iPhone?
And while we are conversing here, there's someone over there.
Yeah, there is someone over there, and we don't know if he is audible or not.
As for battery life, we haven't spent too long with the phone to give a concrete enough verdict. But I did notice some drain when shooting videos and playing games. The always-on display doesn't help matters too, so opt for mostly black wallpapers. I think you should be able to get about a day's worth of battery, but stay tuned for our full review to know more. As for charging, the phone charges at 27 watts as per leaks, and in our test, the phone took 1 hour and 42 minutes to charge from 1% to 100%. The phone also gets pretty hot on charge, so keep that in mind. Now let's get into the meat. We spent hours testing the iPhone 16 Pro Max's performance and gaming capabilities, so here's my unfiltered review. No doubt the A18 Pro is extremely powerful. Things run very smoothly. But one of the first things I noticed when testing the phone is that it got warm, sometimes even hot when clicking photos and shooting videos. We ran the 3D Mark Wildlife stress test to see how stable the performance is, and the score we got of 74% was slightly disappointing. You can see that in the first loop it got a great score, but then the performance immediately throttled in the second loop and stayed somewhat consistent after that. The phone also touched 39.1 degrees Celsius on the surface when running this test, which is pretty hot. So when you're gaming, you can expect a bit of performance throttling and heating. However, the phone is smooth enough for playing games like BGMI, which when you're playing it, it's pretty much a breeze. You get minimum frame drops, and even AAA games like Resident Evil Village and Assassin's Creed Mirage ran pretty smoothly with only a few frame drops here and there. The phone still doesn't reach iQOO 12 levels of smoothness when gaming, but then again, that phone doesn't support AAA games. In synthetic benchmarks, the iPhone 16 Pro Max was ahead of the pack in Geekbench, but in AnTuTu and most GPU tests, it lagged behind the Xiaomi 14, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Vivo X100 Pro, iQOO 12, and even the OnePlus 12. But obviously, benchmarks don't tell you the full story. See, if you're a casual user, you're not going to face issues, but the heating and throttling may be turn-offs for gamers. Additionally, heating also spells doom for phone batteries, so the battery could actually degrade faster. But we'll look more into that in long-term reviews. Apple could also roll out updates to fix these issues. Okay, so remember how much time Apple spent talking about Apple Intelligence at the launch event?
Apple Intelligence will supercharge these experiences and so many more.
Yeah, the phone doesn't actually come with Apple Intelligence out of the box. It comes with iOS 18 and 18.1 update actually brings Apple Intelligence only in US English.
It marks the beginning of an exciting new era. And here it is.
So if you want to use it in India, you will have to change your region and Siri language to US English. This can disrupt your payments in the App Store, so it's not exactly the best solution. Indian English support is supposed to come sometime next year, whenever that may be. Now I went through the whole ordeal of changing the region and the language and even downloaded the beta version of iOS 18.1 to take a look at some of these Apple Intelligence features. There's a few features available now, but many will only arrive sprinkled throughout the year. Cleanup makes some mistakes compared to some Android phones with a similar feature, but the new Siri is actually pretty good now. Additionally, notification summary and email and article summary are also pretty useful. But features like visual intelligence, which I was really excited about, are still not out. The iPhone 16 Pro Max, priced at Rs 1,44,900, which is reduced compared to last year, excels in several areas, but I honestly wasn't as impressed with the performance as I thought I'd be. While the A18 Pro chipset handles daily tasks and basic gaming pretty well, performance throttling and heat issues during intensive tasks may actually frustrate gamers. It trails behind rivals like the iQOO 12 and the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra in GPU benchmarks, though casual users won't really notice much of a difference. Where the phone truly impresses is in videography. You've got the 4K at 120fps support, and you've even got the interesting audio mix feature. The upgraded 48MP ultra-wide camera allows for some really great shots, and the photos out of the phone are generally really good. Battery life is also decent, but heat remains a concern during long sessions. The biggest disappointment of all is the lack of Apple Intelligence support in India, with many features being delayed or locked behind region settings. So after all of that, who is the iPhone 16 Pro Max for? So for casual users that are seeking a premium design and top-notch video performance, the iPhone 16 Pro Max remains a solid choice. But gamers and power users might want to think twice. So that was our performance review of the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and we also gave you our initial impressions of it. What did you think about the iPhone 16 Pro Max? Let us know in the comments below, and we will see you next time. Bye! Oh, why is this so hard to say? Don't cut it.